The shocking moment my grandfather's lawyer revealed that one of us wasn't biologically related and the secret test that changed everything for our family. The air in the lawyer's office was thick with the scent of old paper and expensive cologne. My cousin, Mark, and I sat across from each other, both of us dressed in black, both of us still reeling from Grandpa Silas's funeral. The lawyer, a sharp-looking man named Mr. Henderson, cleared his throat and adjusted his spectacles. He didn't start reading the will. Instead, he looked at us with an expression that made my skin crawl. Before we begin, he said, his voice dropping an octave, I have a specific instruction from your grandfather. He required a biological verification before the assets could be distributed. Mark laughed, that annoying, privileged sound he always makes. Verification? We're his only grandkids, Henderson. I'm the son of his eldest daughter, and Leo here is the son of his only son. What's to verify? Mr. Henderson didn't crack a smile. He slid 2 medical envelopes across the mahogany table. 6 months before he passed, Silas commissioned private DNA tests. He collected samples from your childhood home and from items left at his cabin. My heart hammered against my ribs. Grandpa had been acting different lately, watching us over the rim of his glasses during Sunday dinners like he was trying to spot a forgery in a painting. One of you, Henderson continued, shares absolutely zero genetic markers with Silas Thorne. Silence. The kind of silence that feels like it's ringing in your ears. I looked at Mark. His face had gone from smug to ghostly pale. We grew up like brothers. We fished on the same lake, crashed the same dirt bikes. We were family. Which one? I whispered. My voice sounded like it belonged to someone else. Henderson didn't answer. Instead, he pulled out 2 handwritten notes. He didn't tell me the result. He said the truth would come out through these questions. Only his true heir would know the answers. He handed us each a slip of paper. I looked at mine. There were only 2 questions. First, what is the real reason I never fixed the floorboard in the tool shed? I felt a lump in my throat. When I was 10, I had accidentally dropped Grandpa's favorite vintage pocket watch through a gap in the shed floor. I was terrified. I cried for an hour. When he found me, he didn't get mad. He pried up the board, retrieved the watch, and then, he put the board back without nailing it down. He told me, Leo, I'm leaving this loose. Every time you walk over it and hear that creak, let it remind you that mistakes can be fixed, but the lesson should stay loud. I looked at the second question. What was the name of the girl in the locket I kept in my safe? Mark was staring at his paper like it was written in an alien language. He started sweating. This is a joke, right? Some kind of senile game. I ignored him and wrote down the name. Evelyn. It wasn't Grandma's name. It was the name of the sister Grandpa lost to the fever when he was just a boy. He only told me about her one night when the power went out during a storm and we were sitting by the fireplace. He told me I had her eyes. Kind, but stubborn. I finished writing and slid the paper back. Henderson looked at my answers, then at Mark's blank page. Then, he handed Mark a final envelope. This is for you, Mark. Mark ripped it open. His hands were shaking so hard the paper rattled. He read it, and then he just slumped. What does it say? I asked. Mark's voice was a ragged whisper. It says my mom had an affair with the neighbor 40 years ago. Silas found out after a genealogy kit he got for Christmas. I'm not his. He looked up at me, tears streaming down his face. He knew for 3 years, and he never said a word, but then Henderson spoke up. Read the rest, Mark. Mark looked back at the letter. It says, Mark, you aren't my blood, but you are my grandson. I put you through this today not to take away your inheritance, but to make sure you knew that I chose you. I knew the truth, and I still wanted you to have half of everything I built. Blood is an accident, but family is a choice. Mark broke down, sobbing into his hands. Henderson smiled for the first time. The will divides the estate exactly 50-50. Silas wanted you both to know that the only thing that actually matters is the time you spent with him. I walked over and put my arm around Mark. Grandpa was a tough, mysterious old man, but in the end, he gave us the greatest gift of all. He taught us that love isn't something you're born with, it's something you build, one loose floorboard at a time.